Blaney's rejoining there, they're all three wide. Neil's trying to get involved and Blaney hits them both off. Blaney goes back on the track, hits both cars. Beats the right on the back of Bradders into the hairpin on the inside. Bradders outbreaks his own, they both pass, just hard to say. Stevie passes the wall straight through. Oh, Callum's lost it! Callum's lost it! What a recovery! He uses the wall, but what a recovery there from Callum. Let's have a look at Steve now. Stevie holds his own around the outside. And no way Jose, but then gets a slow run out of the corner. Bids us right up on the outside of him again. This is brilliant. LPB WTCR Championship Round 4 Race 2 from Wtcr Circuit Monaco. Hi everyone and welcome back to LPB Racing for round 4 of the WTCR Championship on Project Cars 2. This is race 2 from Monaco, and as you can see it's rather dark, so we're doing a Monaco night race which should be really interesting and a good atmosphere, and let's hope the racing's a bit of a better standard as it was in race 1. So let's take you through the grid for this one then. So onto our drone camera and onto the grid we go. It is a brave and bold front row with Bidster on pole, with Bradders, his teammate, alongside him. Then it's TY and Blake side by side in the friendly fire cars, so the two Mercedes there. And then we've got Neil Farmack in 5th, Intrepid in 6th, that is the actual way you say his name, Intrepid. Yomko in 7th, Stevie 8th, Hovno 9th. Twerdy is in 10th, we've got Cyrace in 11th with Will alongside in 12th, and then we've got George at the back in 13th with Pash at the right at the back in 14th. So let's go to the race then. Here we go, let's roll here at Monaco, and it is go, and everyone's away well. Neil gets a good start in the BMW, so Neil's there alongside Bradders into the first corner. Oh, Bradders hits him and goes straight on, and Neil goes straight on, and Bradders recovers in the mid-pack as they all go up the hill. This is going to be insane because we've got loads of cars side by side, especially further back into the pack. As we go into the corner, we've got Hovno and Blake alongside each other. A bit of contact there, I think there were. As we go through the corner, Hovno comes out on top as he goes wide. Blake then tries to go through. George going around the outside of his teammate, and Twerdy making it 3 wide and causing contact between him and Stevie goes round at the back. So Stevie's gone round at the back. There's Will, but we'll get a replay on that later on. There's more contact at the hairpin. Yonko, Bradders, Hovno, they're all off. Everyone together, and it's all a really big jumbly mess here at Monaco as everyone goes through there. And there's Pash in 9th, but Hovno's down to 8th, and that all happened very quickly. But we'll get some replays on all that action later on. But I think it was something to do with Yonko and Co. So Yonko, no pun intended. Bradders runs wide over, shoots the corner, and Pash does the same. Chooses to go straight on, but rejoins behind the other car, so that'll not affect him too badly. As we go through the chicanes, Bidster and TY through the swimming pool together. They're the two leaders. Bidster goes sideways and TY looks for a way through. No way through there for TY. And there goes Bradders. Oh, he's hit the wall. Yonko then with a chance to go through around the outside, and he does. Bradders trying to find a gear. George goes through, and Blakeney trying to go around the outside of him. More bit of contact, but he's through. As Yomko comes into the pits, possible drive through there. As Hovno blocks the track further back. Hovno does a Michael Schumacher, and he blocks the track here at Monaco and reverses into the wall. Pashes into the wall as well. He got caught up in that. So it's all happened here. I'm not sure what happened, but I think Hovno must have missed the corner or had contact with someone. But it's all happening here. What a mad opening lap, and not the clean standards that we're used to, but you know, you've got to admit it is Monaco. So Twerdy then behind Will. Twerdy and Will quite close together. Twerdy challenging the Mercedes. Will up to 7th then on the first lap because of all the other incidents that have gone on. So Will up to 7th and doing a good job there in 7th place. He's got Twerdy all over the back of him. Twerdy on the last lap went alongside Stevie down here and put him into the wall, but Twerdy goes through there in a rather battered Mercedes as Will looks for a cutback, but there is no way through. So Will now with Neil Farmack just behind him there into the Lowe's hairpin. Yomko and Cyracing tagging onto the back. Meanwhile, Bidster in the lead then from TY into the chicane. This is how you do Monaco, guys. Watch Bidster and TY, this is how you do it. Through the swimming pool chicane and out of it very nicely there indeed. TY trying to close upon him. George coming into the chicane as well. As Bradders just goes straight on, Bradders just goes straight on. He will have a slowdown penalty for that, or he'll have several time penalties put onto his time. As Twirdy comes through there in 7th, Will 8th, Cy in 9th, Cy Racing's gone up to 9th place, Yonko back down to 11th. So Neil and Patch not having the run, not having the race they wanted in this one so far, as Yonko's right behind Neil Farmack now. Yonko and Neil very close together through the swimming pool chicane. Rappy Scene as he's called in French. It's Will being passed by Cy Racing around the outside. Cy Racing going for the outside line. And Yonko barging his way up the inside of Neil Farmack and going around the outside of Will as well, through the middle. Oh, Yonko with a good move there, but not sure whether the initial move on Neil was clean or not, but we'll have to get that in a replay later on. So Neil Farmack there being a bit bullied, but TY and Bidster still up front, showing us all how to do Monaco. Sparks flying from TY's car as he almost hits the back of Bidster there. TY running himself wide there, and Bidster into the Lowe's hairpin with TY right behind him then as he goes down the hill through the famous section of track. But it always a famous section of track. It's Monaco as they break this blow on Bidster's car. TY hits the wall. TY's having a problem slowing down the car there, I think. So there's something wrong with TY's car, but Bradders, remember there's no actual in-game damage on, so it must be something up with TY's controls as Bradders buries his car in the wall, and George says thank you very much, I'll take that on a silver platter, and away he goes as Intrepid closes down Bradders. I will say his name right, I've been informed it is Intrepid, and you don't pronounce the I apparently, so it's Intrepid I-27, so yes, that's what it's supposed to be. So Intrepid there in 6th. Cy Racing 7th, Yonko in 8th ahead of Neil Farmack. Then it's Hovno in 11th with a massive train behind him. Twirdy, Pash as we go into the chicane. Pash looking, no, Hovno runs wide, and yeah, we've got to admit Hovno's racing lines are a bit questionable at the minute. So I'll be keeping an eye on him in the foreseeable future. So he's been involved in a lot of incidents in this one as well. So he's defending and hitting the wall, so yeah, some very questionable lines coming from Hovno's car. Not kind of driving with wanting LPB racing as he goes wide and does it again as well. That time was Will's fault. That time Will made a mistake and then Hovno got involved in it, so Will makes a mistake, but he does let Stevie go. Oh, eventually let Stevie go and Patch go through as well. So Patch has now got some clear air, but he's 31 seconds behind the leaders and just over 11 seconds behind Yonko in 9th, so he's got a lot of catching up to do. Meanwhile, Bidster's just done a 42.1 fastest lap of the race. So Bidster loving Monaco and doing what he does best there, and TY with a damaged front left headlamp, that's where he hit the wall there exactly last time. So TY just not got the pace of Bidster at the moment. Meanwhile, into the hairpin, Neil Farmack, Yonko and Bradders, all these guys together as we go under the little overpass there and into the tunnel, the famous Monaco tunnel, and it's Cy Racing coming alongside Bradders. Cy Racing and Bradders alongside Neil Farmack looking for a way through as well. Neil's looking for Neil's lost it. He got tapped I think by someone, and Bradders dives down the inside into the chicane and misses it completely. Yonko goes through but shortcuts the chicane, so he should have to give the place up, and I think he is doing. Yes, he is. Is he? Yes, he does. But Bradders there defending his position by cutting the chicane. That is not sporting or very good really, and he'll probably have some time penalties added on to his time at the end, but he's not driving very well here as again he shortcuts the corner. So Bradders not taking the corners like he should here, and he'll end up getting quite a lot of penalties here as Cy Racing goes wide and Yonko goes at the inside. Cy really should have seen Yonko coming there as Yonko goes through into 7th. So these new Scandinavian drivers that we've got, Yonko, Twirdy, they are very passionate racers, but they need to calm it down a bit. The overtaking's a bit too aggressive, and I know you need to be aggressive sometimes with overtaking, but these guys are just being too aggressive all the time. As Bradders comes across on Yonko, still a bit of contact there, side by side up the hill. Bradders and Yonko leaning on each other as Bradders goes into the wall. I think he leaned on Yonko there, he didn't give Yonko enough room, and Yonko goes into the barriers. Bradders goes round, and they're all three still together. We can't separate these two, in fact they're all conjoined together as they go down the hill. Bradders in 6th, ahead of Cy Racing and Yonko. Yonko diving up the inside, no, you got Yonko, you've got to pick your place. You can't just do it off the bat. Cy Racing, Cowabunga, hits Bradders into the wall, and Yonko goes, and Cy Racing is waiting for Bradders. As Bradders reverses while Stevie comes around the corner. Dangerous stuff. He should have stayed there until Stevie had gone past. And he's caused Pash to crash as well. So Bradders will be under investigation for causing a few incidents there. And now he's just reversed into Pash. What is he doing? As Hovnell comes around and just avoids that, but Bradders there not making he's making quite an embarrassment of himself there really as he gets going. But there we go, and Will comes around in 14th. So let's go from the embarrassment of LPV racing to the best of LPV racing, which is Bidster and TY at the front. TY still can't stay with TY. TY can't stay with TY. What am I on about? Okay, let's try that again. Whatever TY does, he can't catch Bidster. Bidster's just on a roll here. George is doing well in third place, and then we've got Blakeney and Intrepid. This looks like a nice battle for fourth place that's developing here as we go up the hill, and we're just over halfway, and we're just going to get the first half of the race replays in for you now. Sorry it's a bit late. Here's the replays from the first half of the race. Okay, here's the first of the replays then on board with Blakeney. To look at the start. There goes Neil Farmack in the BMW. What a start for the rear drive, but he goes between two cars. Very ambitious start, and then he comes across. Bradders sort of goes into him a little bit, but it's really Neil's fault for going straight into the gap. And now we go on board with Patch to look at Twerdy's stupid attempt on George and Stevie. He goes to the inside. George and Stevie make contact, and Twerdy goes to the inside and just, I don't know why he even went to the inside there, because there was no point. Let's look at that now on board with Stevie, so watch here as we go around this corner and see if we hit Blake. George goes around the outside and then comes across and hits us, and yes, we go across into Twerdy, but Twerdy shouldn't have been there anyway. He should have been well backed off by then, as then we try and get out of Neil Farmack's way and then get the car turned round. And now here's the view from on board Twerdy's car, so we go around here, we see we go straight to the inside, but the thing is, there's just no gap there, and then we end up hitting Stevie after Jordan's hit him, but Jordan and Stevie, that was just a racing incident, but then Twerdy shouldn't have been there. Here's a look at the contact on the first lap at the lowest hairpin then, so into the lowest hairpin, Bradders brakes just very late, hits Yonko into a spin and takes him almost all the way around, and then hits him again on the way out the corner, and then as we go down here, he doesn't let him back through. There's something else we missed earlier, so Cy Racing then gets a run on Pash and tries to go up the inside here, but then there wasn't really room for manoeuvre there, and then we go through the chicane. See Twerdy here goes to the inside, and then there's contact between them two as Pash loses it himself, and Twerdy gets involved as Will goes through. And here's a look at how Hovnell caused one hell of a track blockage. He turns in way too early, hits the wall on the inside, very rookie mistake, spins the car around, and then Cy Racing comes through, Will comes through, they all can't see where they're going, and it causes, and then Cy Racing reverses and as Pash comes round the corner, and then it all gets a bit chaotic. Something else we missed as well on lap 2 at the lowest hairpin. Yonko goes to the inside of Neil Farmack and then just hits him and hits him and hits him, and then Cy Racing goes past both of them and takes a very early Christmas present. Okay, here's a replay of Yonko's move on Neil at Wtcr, so into the corner, we brake, we get a slide, tiny bit of contact, almost puts him in the wall, but actually quite a fair move really, a bit of rubbing his racing. Then we pass Will as well and leave Will to battle with Neil, and Neil comes out on top. Here's a replay on lap 3 of something that happened to Twerdy. He just outbrakes himself, bang into the wall, and then you see cars there go through, so Cy goes through, 7th, 8th Yonko, 9th Neil. He reverses a little bit as Will comes round, and then he reverses again as Hovnell comes round, causes a roadblock, and then Hovnell gets hit by Pash, and then Pash has to recover, so he should have really waited there, Twerdy, to recover. Here's a replay of Intrepid's move into Wtcr on Bradders, so he goes into the corner and he goes a bit wide, and Bradders runs wide, gets a cut back, he goes to the inside, Bradders turns in but Intrepid's there and he goes through, so good move there by Intrepid. Okay, here's a look at on lap 3 with Will, see how he blocked the track, goes into Wtcr, goes for a wider line, and just hits the wall with the back of the car on the inside, as Hovnell goes around, he was going to hit the wall anyway, and then there's just a pile up, and Patch gets through, and Stevie goes through as well, as Will recovers, but in 12th. There's a look at what happens to Neil on lap 4, so Bradders goes wide and Neil just can't avoid hitting him and just gets caught and collected up in it, and then now he's facing the wrong way, he's got to get the car turned round, but luckily rear wheel drive is quite handy for that, and he gets going again. Okay, here's an on board with Yonko as he tries to pass Bradders on that 5. Bradders gives him a little squeeze there. As you go up the hill here, watch here as Bradders comes across, hits him into the wall, doesn't leave him enough room at all. And then Bradders runs away with it as Cy Racing goes through there. Bradders bounces off the wall again, and then Yonko tries to get past Cy Racing, and Cy Racing holds on. Now here's a look further on as we look at the contacts as Cy Racing hits Bradders, and then we try and avoid Cy Racing and go up the inside and take the places, but then Bradders is left backwards here. Now watch. There goes Neil, then he just I'll reverse now as Stevie comes round the corner. Why not? Then he gets in the way of Patch, puts him in the wall. So he's caused a real mayhem here, Bradders. If he just waited for a bigger gap to rejoin, then he would have been alright. I mean, that's what the look back button's for. Then he reverses into Patch there, and this is silly. Absolutely silly from Bradders here, and then we get going eventually, but not after causing a few people to be rather annoyed at him. And now back to the racing action. As we come back from that, there was that much action that we had to look a bit later, but now we come back as Intrepid behind Blake then. Rear wheel drive BMW is Intrepid, and front wheel drive Mercedes AMG, which is Blake. As we go down the hairpin into the Lowe's hairpin. See, George there is being caught by Blake and Intrepid there. So both being caught. And Cy Racing is still ahead of Neil Farmack. Neil Farmack in 7th. Trying to do what he can to close down. Fastest lap of the race, Neil Farmack that last time around, I think. Oh no, it was Intrepid. 1:42.8. So good lap times there by them two. As we look further down the order, we've got Yonko and Twerdy there together, the two Scandinavian drivers together. Go out the corner. TY is now 10 seconds behind Bidster, so TY struggling here. He's bouncing off the walls and he's running deep into the corners. I think he's got a brake issue because he's into the corners and he's braking. The car's just not slowing down for him. That was a nice line through there, but still not slowing down for him. As now we've got George in 3rd, under pressure from Blake. So the two cars running together. And out the corner, Intrepid trying to steer with the both of them in the BMW. So that's a nice battle that's hotting up there. As further back we've got Neil Farmack and Cy Racing together. Cy Racing in the Renault. I think he's in the only Renault in this second third of the series, so he'll be different from the last bit. Yonko and Twerdy together. Yonko defends from Twerdy, and Twerdy's in 10th now. Yonko's up to 9th. Bash is in 11th. He's had a horrible race this time. And Hovno is right behind him, and then we've got Bradders in 13th after all the embarrassing moments he's just had, and Will just struggling with the car in 14th. Back to the battle for 3rd. George, Blake and Intrepid all still together. Out of the Lowe's hairpin, down towards the tunnel. George just tapping the wall there. George visibly just going a bit slower, and he almost goes wide. This is Blakeney's chance. He's got to run. Can he use it? He's going to go down the inside. George tries to defend it. Is he going to defend it? Is Blake trying to see a gap down the inside? He's trying to get the car down the inside. Can't quite make it stick. George defends for the chicane, then thinks twice about it. Then into the corner as Intrepid misses the braking point completely, and luckily avoids the other two cars. He has the good enough sense to actually just shortcut the corner and not make contact with the two cars. So well done to Intrepid there on good awareness. That's what we need in this group. That's what a lot of more people need in this group. Awareness of people racing around them. And I've got an idea of how to improve that, so we'll see how things go. But yeah, George in 3rd, Blake in 4th. Out of the Rascas hairpin into the last corner. Oh, a bit of a curb hop there for George, and a bit of a wall grind as well. So that could be the opening that Blakeney needs as we start lap 8 of this race, penultimate lap of this race. Into the corner, George goes. Oh, I thought George was going deep then. He just took a perfect braking point there. And there's TY just ahead, so TY still losing time. Bidster 41.2, still going faster. Bidster, I think he likes Monaco from what I can gather. So. Bidster nicely through Lowe's hairpin as Blake and George. Blake makes a little mistake through Casino, so loses a bit of time. Intrepid still trying to reel them in the BMW. Into the hairpin. Oh, George runs wide. Blakeney closes up. Into the hairpin, still no change. As further back, we've got Neil Farmack here in the BMW. He's got Si ahead, and he's got Stevie catching him up. Stevie's on the move here in the Mercedes. He's trying to catch up for that first lap incident with Twerdy, which is a bit of a daft move really by Twerdy, but a lot of people have been punished for the actions. Don't worry about that, guys. As George goes into the chicane, still with Blakeney behind, as Blakeney goes in a bit deep, or is he going perfect? I think he went in perfect there. As Intrepid still trying to catch up to the both of them. Through the swimming pool, TY visually going slower here. You might be able to see TY in the same camera shot in a moment, you never know. As we go through, here TY's car going out of the chicane. Oh, George has a massive twitch there going into the last part of the chicane. And out of Rascasse we go. And Blake closes up again. Blake really strong in this last half of the track, and he just can't get close enough. But meanwhile, on to the last lap. The leaders on the last lap, 42.0 for Bidster, 43.7 TY, 41.7 for George that last time round. On it, like Wallace and Gromit, absolutely going for it, as 42.1 for Blake as well. So he's pulling Blake with him slowly. So we'll have to see if the gap stays the same on this last lap of the race. Neil Farmack then behind Stevie. Stevie's past Neil. Stevie's got ahead of Neil Farmack into 7th. So 7th place for Stevie, trying to get all the championship points he can and try and close down Bidster in the lead of the championship at the minute. Meanwhile, Bidster coming through the tunnel. He's been on his own this race. He's had an absolute freebie almost with all the other incidents going on. So Bidster absolutely doing what he needs to do into the chicane. Round 1, round 2. There we go. As TY still being caught by George and Blake, but I think he might hold on for 2nd place here as we look at George and Blake coming through the tunnel. Last chance for Intrepid to close up on these two, but I don't think he's going to get close enough. Blake needs to pull out a killer last sector here to try and catch up to George, and he does that by shortcutting the chicane a little bit there. He's got to be careful. He might have got a slow down penalty for that. As we go through the corners, remember this the end of the race, the finishing positions might not necessarily reflect the orders. George spins and Blake makes contact with him. George on the last lap of the race dramatically spins out of 3rd place, and Blakeney takes it, but Bidster's won the race. We've not even seen Bidster cross the line. He was that far ahead. Bidster wins. TY is going to be out the last corner now. He's going to be 2nd, and it's Blake in 3rd with Intrepid behind him 4th, and George will be kicking himself with 5th. So Blakeney finishes 3rd, Intrepid 4th, George 5th. He'll be absolutely livid inside. He was on for a podium, and now he gets 5th. So I'm looking for him. Cy Racing's going to come through after surviving all that for a good 6th place. And then it's going to be Neil Farmack with Stevie right behind him. Neil got past Stevie on the last lap of the race. Neil passes Stevie back. Again, we'll get that in the montage of replays at the end. So Neil 7th, Stevie 8th. Yonko is going to be 9th with Twerdy in 10th. Then it's... Oh, Pasha's spun round on the last lap. Pasha's race goes from bad to worse. Into the hairpin. And out of it into the last corner, taking that very battered BMW that looks kind of like a squashed up 1 Series. So it's a compact one now as Pash crosses the line for 11th place, and then it's going to be Bradders next if we can get to the line. Bradders is going to be in 12th, a good 12th place there for Bradders as he comes to the line, and then it's going to be Hovno in 13th place. And then it's going to be Will at the back in 14th. So we'll just get the replays of the 2nd half in for you now. Here's the replays from the 2nd half. Here's a little action we missed from earlier. So George hits the wall there and goes wide on lap 5, and then Blakeney goes down the inside towards Rascasse, gets past, but then runs wide and throws it all the way, and George goes straight back through, and that's what left Blakeney vulnerable to Intrepid. Okay, here's a replay of how Neil lost 7th place to Stevie on the penultimate lap. Hits the inside wall and bounces off the other side, and Stevie just stops the car in time and sneaks through on the inside, and Neil down to 8th. Here's a replay of how Stevie lost his 7th place to Neil on the last lap. He goes into the chicane, loses the rear end, and round he goes. Complete 360, and then gets going, but he has to give up the place to Neil. And now, guys, we will go to the results. Okay guys, here's the results after that race then. So Bidster wins by 16 seconds. Dominant race there for Bidster, with TY in second place. They've got his teammate Blake in third, rounding off the podium. Then in fourth we've got Intrepid, followed by George in fifth. We've got Cy Racing in sixth, with Neil Farmack seventh. And Stevie is in eighth with a 4-second penalty. If we go over the page then, we've got Yonko in ninth, Twerdy in 10th. We've got Pash in 11th. 12th for Bradders, we've got Hovno in 13th, and then we've got Will rounding off the 14 finishes. So, as we come back from the results then, we'll just get a good picture of him. There he is, there's your winner, Bidster, in the yellow Mercedes there. Well done to Bidster, he wins the race. So he wins the night race at Monaco. So, next time guys, the next track will be Red Bull Ring GP, and it will be in very sort of, what kind of wet conditions. So we'll see you for that one guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care guys. Thank you for watching another race by LPV Racing. Hope you all enjoyed that one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave your comments down below, and next time it'll be round 4, race 3 of the WTCR Championship at Red Bull Ring GP circuit.